guys, and welcome back to the Crochet Tour YouTube channel. In today's video I'm doing another episode of Tor Tries because I wanted to come on and show you quickly something that I made recently, and this is going to be a free pattern review, and it's for the Dainty Daisy bookmark. So this is what it looks like. Obviously it looks better when it's in the book and you can actually see what it actually is, but as you can see it's kind of like a flower with the little stem and the leaf at the bottom here. And I made this as a present for my mum, so I thought I'd just show you it in a quick video in case it would be something that you're interested in making either for yourself or for a present for someone else. So I knew that I wanted to make a bookmark, and I found this pattern by searching free crochet bookmark patterns. This was one of the first ones that came up, and I just really liked how it looked because it had a flower, and a lot of the other presents that I got from my mum had flowers on as well, so I thought it kind of kept with the theme of the presents that I was giving her. So I found this on the Daisy Cottage Design website, and looking at the blog post it looks like this was actually released in 2014, which is kind of crazy to think that this is 10 years old now, but it's still a really good pattern. So yeah, obviously it just goes to show that some patterns really are timeless, and yeah, this one still is showing up in results even 10 years later when you're googling. And in terms of the price, obviously it's free, and it's not one of those patterns where you can like pay for a downloadable PDF or anything like that. I think it's just all completely free, and it's such a short pattern as well that you wouldn't necessarily want to have a downloadable PDF anyway. You can just literally take it from the blog post quite easily. The level of difficulty, I'd definitely say it's at a beginner level, and it's quite accessible for beginners, because even though there are some slightly trickier stitches used in this, such as maybe they won't have come across a half double crochet, a double crochet or a treble crochet yet, because it's such a small item, it's a good opportunity to sort of practice those stitches and have a go at them even if you haven't used them before. It's not like you're having to do like 20, 30, 40 of those stitches in a row, you're only having to do a few of them. So yeah, I would definitely say that this is a beginner level. Then in terms of the author of this pattern, so her name is Lauren, and I think she's American. I had a little read of her about her section on her website, so it seems like she has children, she's a wife, and she also does her crochet business as well. So it looks like she's on quite a lot of different social media platforms and shops and things like that. So she has Instagram, YouTube, Ravelry and Etsy as well, and I saw that her YouTube channel has 43,000 subscribers, so quite a lot bigger than mine, but I'll link it down below because she does have some useful videos, sort of more of a basic stitch videos I saw on her channel, so things like how to do certain stitches, which I don't really cover that stuff on my channel because I feel like there's already quite a lot of channels that do that. So yeah, if you are needing to learn how to do certain stitches, then it looks like her videos would be really helpful for that. And then in terms of her website, she has a load of other free patterns on there. It looks like most of it is blankets, so I might have a look at that because I do really enjoy crocheting blankets. It's just that they're a big time investment and also quite expensive sometimes as well, depending on the size that you make them. So I don't do them very often, but I might have a look and see if there's any blanket patterns that I'm interested in using from her website, because I really liked this one, so I feel like they'd probably be quite high quality. And she also has a Ravelry and Etsy with paid patterns as well, and she has loads of sales on her Etsy, so it seems like her designs are quite popular. So then in terms of the actual bookmark that I made, again, so just to show you what it looks like, so it's just this flower, it's got the 5 petals and then just got the stem and then the little leaf at the bottom. So for this one I used Aran weight yarn and a 4mm crochet hook, which is kind of my usual go-to. I think on her pattern she used worsted weight yarn, which is kind of equivalent to Aran. I think there might be a slight difference, and then she used a 5mm crochet hook instead of 4, so hers would have come out slightly bigger than this, but I just decided to stick with what I know, and it doesn't really matter for this one because yes, it will slightly impact on the size depending on whether you use DK yarn, Aran yarn, or use a 3 or 4 or 5mm crochet hook, but ultimately you can adjust the length of the stem as well on this one depending on your preference, so it doesn't really matter what weight of yarn or crochet hook that you use for this. And the other thing I really like about this is that it only took about 10 minutes to make this, and she does say that on the pattern that this is a quick pattern, and it really was a quick pattern. It wasn't just one of those patterns where people say it's quick and then it actually takes ages. This one's really quick to make, so you could make loads of these. Like for example, I'm trying to think of a good example, like if you're a teacher and you wanted to give little presents to everyone at the end of the year, you could make 30 of these and give them out in your class and do them in all different colours, and people could pick the colours they like. So yeah, this will be a really good one if you're needing to make something in bulk that you're going to sort of give away, or like wedding favours or something like that. This would be a good idea for. So I've already kind of touched on what I liked from this pattern, but just to go over that again, it was really quick to make and very simple, but obviously quite effective. I think it really does look like a flower, and it wasn't a particularly complicated pattern, so just goes to show that sometimes simplicity is really effective. You can obviously choose whatever colour scheme you like as well, so you can make the flower whatever colour you want. You could even do something fun where maybe you use some sort of multicoloured yarn for this chain as well, so that, you know, it sort of changes colour as it goes along the chain. That could be interesting too. And as I mentioned before, you can just change the length of the chain that you're doing here to change the length of the bookmark depending on how big you want it to be. And it's a great way to practice stitches that a beginner might not have been too familiar with or tried too much in the past. Like I say, like half double crochet, double crochet, treble crochet are all included in this pattern. And then also one of the things you need to do in this, one of the techniques, is crocheting around a foundation chain. That's how you create this leaf look. That's something that I do quite often in my patterns, but it's not necessarily something that if you're a beginner you probably would have come across yet. So it's a really good way to practice those stitches. And just to be clear, there's nothing that I didn't like about the pattern, so it all worked perfectly fine. There were no errors or anything like that, and I think that anyone that knows a little bit of crochet would be able to follow along with the pattern and come out with a really nice bookmark. So that's going to be my video, quite a quick one, and obviously my recommendation is that this is a really good pattern. I'd recommend you try it out, and if you're in the market for a blanket pattern as well, maybe have a little look on this website that I'll link down below, because she has loads of free blanket patterns on there and they all look really cool. So yeah, I'm sure you'll find something that you like on there, or maybe you've already used one of her patterns before and you don't even realise, because it seems like she gets quite a lot of views and stuff on her blog. So yeah, so that will be the end of this video. Again, as always, if there's any other like patterns that you see that you want me to test out, or any books you want me to review or anything like that, let me know. I am currently working on a book review coming quite soon, for something that I've had the book for a little while, but I just haven't had a chance to actually make stuff out of it, so I'm finally getting around to doing that. I like to try and make a couple of patterns at least from each book before I review it, because otherwise I feel like you can't really give it a fair review. But yeah, that will be it for this video, so thank you for watching and I'll see you in the next one.